absolutely. Yeah, I would definitely see that would be the kind of person that would be drawn to, to work in that kind of environment.
Very caring and outgoing as well.
Right.
Yes.
Right, I see. Um, on the business financial side, do you require any type of contract, any written agreement for how long you'll provide these services, or is it pretty much ad lib as needed?
Well, we have a service contract,
Yeah.
but it doesn't lock anybody into,
Right.
a certain amount of hours a month or a week or it doesn't force anybody to stay at our company for any amount of time.
Yeah.
It just simply allows us to put on paper, this is what you ask us to do, and this is what we're going to do for you
Yeah.
as a guideline.
Yeah.
So it's not a hard and fast contract.
I got you. You talk in your material about home care, and you talk about, let me just look at this note again.
Sure.
Where is it? Oh, home care, perfectly obvious. Home care and home health care.
Sure.
I think I kind of know the difference, but go ahead, elaborate.
Okay. Home care, we sort of touched on it earlier.
Yeah.
It's really helping with daily living activities. So
Yeah.
anything you might be having an issue with in terms of something that would keep you independent and healthy in your home. So if you're having trouble, moving, ambulating around the home,
Yeah.
keeping your hygiene up, bathing, toileting, going to the store, making sure you're properly fed, and those types of things. That's really the home care piece.
The home care part.
Now, if there are certain wounds that somebody might have
Yeah.
that need bandage care, or medications that need to be given, and those types of things,
Yeah.
that would be more on the home health care side.
I
of
gotcha.
things.
Okay, that makes perfect sense. To what extent does the government, federal, state, local, city, get involved with this kind of home care, home health care? Is there supervision? Is there regulation? Is there licensing?
Sure. The state of North Carolina does require a home care license, and it's a process. You have to come up with procedures and policies, go interview with the state. It's very regulated from a state level. They do have audits to make sure that any of the home care you're providing is within their guidelines.
What constitutes an audit? What do they actually do?
Well, they come in and they make sure that your client records are appropriate, that any billing that you're doing meets the guidelines that they've set forth.
Right.
To make sure that there's an actual policy and procedure in place. Say we used a mom as an example.
Yeah.
That in the daughter or son is at work and mom's at home. Well, if certain things happen while your aide is while you're certified nursing assistant's at the home taking care of mom, or even if she's out, if our aide's out of the home and something happens to mom, how do we react to that? Is there a policy in place, and do we follow those policies and procedures to make sure they're done appropriately? And so an audit can mean a lot of different things,
Okay.
but they want to make sure you're doing your job correctly.
Right.
So there's not, the accidents, or you mentioned
Right.
earlier, what kind of person's going into a home. They require background checks and license, nursing license to be in good standing with the state, so that there's accountability for this service.
Okay.
And that's important to find out if you're ever going, trying to find home care for a loved one, is to make sure the company is doing these things according to the state.
Yeah. So actually, you've got two sets of eyes. You've got your set of eyes, and you've got the government set of eyes.
Sure.
Looking at this, which is also very reassuring.
It is.
Because you need this. This is the person who goes into the home. Even they could be the best intentioned person in the world, but if they do something, really inappropriate, unintentionally, it could cause a lot of harm.
Right.
I mean, you need somebody, you wouldn't want anybody like me because I'm daydreaming, and I'd forget I have boiling water on the stove,
Right,
So,
right.
so you wouldn't want anybody like me doing that.
I'll keep that in mind.
That's right. Okay, very good. Where do you see the needs to modify or alter comprehensive home care in the future? Are there goals that you have? I mean, apart from numbers of clients and things like that, but types of services you provide, the way you do business, anything that you see as a goal coming up for you, things that you'd like to achieve for your company?
Well, we picked the company name Comprehensive Home Care because we do want to be completely comprehensive.
Right,
We want
right.
to be a one-stop
Right.
place to go for individuals that need our services.
Yeah.
So we do want to expand those services to truly capture any possible needs that a client might have.
Sure.
Be it outdoor home repairs or yard work and those types of things. We're not there yet.
Yeah.
The home care is sort of the base of the business, but we are going to expand into those areas.
You know what pops into my head as a useful thing to be able to do? I focus a lot on the psychological aspect. I guess that's my background. And one of the things that I think would be great is if you had a place where some of your clients who are sufficiently mobile and functional to make use of it could be driven. Like I would be the home care provider, and I would go in and say, you want to go to the clubhouse today? And Jay, sure, well, let's get dressed and I'll put you in the car and I'll drive you to the clubhouse, and there you're going to see a half a dozen other people who are all clients of ours, and they're sitting and chatting, and some are watching TV and some are playing checkers or chess or cards or things like that. I think that would be a great thing to take people out of their house and bring them together with other people in like circumstances. What do you think?
That is a great idea, and
Yeah.
there are some facilities out there, like adult daycares and things,
Yeah.
that sort of, to a degree, are doing what you say.
Yeah.
But that's a great idea, and I
Right.
certainly could see where that would be a huge plus for people to get out of their homes.
Right.
Now, as it stands, our company's not there yet.
Yeah,
but
sure.
we do take individuals to senior centers and that sort of thing,
Yeah.
and can help them get back and forth to
Yeah.
those. And there's a lot of great activities there, and
Yeah.
other people around the same age that enjoy them too.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think that would be a great morale builder. Even if you got your provider there all day with you, it is just one person, and he or she is a provider, and so you're basically there all by yourself and in this kind of a prison. But to be able, even like once a week, to be able to get out with other people, boy, I would look forward to that like crazy.
Absolutely.
That would just be terrific. It's funny, you talk about senior centers. What popped into my mind is years ago we were living with my mother-in-law, and we took her to one of these senior centers, and she was about the same age as everybody else, and she didn't like it because it was all old people there.
Right.
So that was the end of that wonderful idea.
Right.
Yeah, it would have to be presented in a way, because I would imagine a lot of people would feel that way. When you get older, you don't get to look at your face all day long, and then you go look at other faces your age. Oh my God, an old person! They look exactly like you.